Bosold, welcome to bluesharmonica.com.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
We had an opportunity to see you and Rebecca at your home just a couple of weeks ago, and here's your first lesson.
Oh boy, I'm nervous.
Well, it's not like everybody's watching you.
No.
All right, for the student, Hob represents you going through the process of your beginning material at bluesharmonica.com. We'll be walking through the levels of achievement program, and you could think of it as a black belt system for blues harmonica. So what Hob's holding there is a little harmonica.
Have I achieved level 1 yet?
Not yet.
I didn't think
Give
so.
that back. You have to earn that. Yeah.
Okay.
Simply what it is, well, first of all, what it is just a way for you to see what is the path that I deem as your instructor to work through to help make you a good harmonica player and over time a competent musician.
Okay.
That of course takes time and experience.
Yeah.
And as we are going through the technical aspect, your body's trying to learn new things. We can also be training your mind as your body's kind of catching up to these new techniques.
Right.
So I like to take advantage of when your body's working hard to learn a new technique, which might take months, weeks, months, years, depending on what the technique is. We can also be training other aspects of your musicianship, and that's kind of what levels of achievement's all about. We're going to study basic technique, licks, movement in context of the commonly 12-bar blues in our study songs. So we'll actually get started with our tongue block study number 1 today.
Okay.
That's one aspect of it. We have our music theory, which is just, think of that as the understanding of music. And as we talked about in our intro video, it's really just to help you, for the most part, get to know chords. Because when we are playing over a selection of notes, and it makes sense that you should know what those notes are so that you can match. And we try to match a little bit of that knowledge with a whole bunch of cool blues harmonica lick vocabulary, because this really is an oral tradition. So that's the most important, but we don't want to ignore that aspect of it, because also one of the other elements we go into is accompaniment playing. And if you know what the 4 notes of the chord are that you're playing over, and there's only 3 chords in blues, then you can choose a note that matches, and as long as you can come up with a cool rhythm,
You're good.
you're playing something that sounds good. So that's pretty neat. We'll also be doing improvising when it comes time. Students on the website actually start to learn the phrasing process of what's called chorus forms pretty early on in the website. My goal for you is probably to get at least 2 study songs under your belt before we start to do improvising.
Okay.
And at first, when I'm going to use the term improvising a little bit loosely, it's not like you're going to be just making stuff up on the top of your head, because you're not going to have much in your head yet.
Right. I don't, yes.
Yeah.
Or in my mouth or anywhere else right now.
Yeah. And we can use our first 2 study songs, especially our second study song, Temperature. There's a lot of cool licks in there. And basically, I'm going to show you how you can take out those individual elements and improvise with them. And we're going to take the slow process of, here's how little Walter might take this lick. He might play that lick once, twice, 3 times, and there's a name for that. Or he might play that lick, repeat it, then go away, and there's a name for that. So we can actually take the different elements from the song, and I can show you what an experienced improviser does on the spot.
Okay.
Or what a songwriter does.
Right.
How they take the different elements together to create something that is pleasing to the listener.
Right.
And as time goes on, you get faster and faster and faster at that process, so that it's not something that you contemplate, but it's happening in your subconscious mind, and you truly are improvising. So it's kind of neat to understand what that process is, so that by the time you do have some lick vocabulary, it's not all of a sudden, well,
what do I do with it?
wish me luck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the improvising side of things. And that's pretty much it. So improvising, accompaniment playing, a little bit of music understanding, music theory. Lastly, solo harmonica, and we're actually going to start with that. In solo harmonica, basically, is you just whipping out your harmonica. When someone says, hey, Hob, I heard you blow harmonica. And you're like, yeah. You whip it out of your pocket and you start playing something for them. You're not going to have a band around you.
Right.
You're not going to be playing with a jam track like in our first study song.
Okay.
But you want to play something toe tapping, and that's one of the great things a harmonica does. So anyways, that's what levels of achievement is, and the idea of having the holes filled in on your harmonicas is to hopefully get you a little motivated, like, I want to get to that second hole, or I want to get to the intermediate.
That's a great idea, yeah.
So anyways,
Yeah.
So that's what that's all about, and that's going to be your lesson plan. What I've done is I've printed out the material that you're going to need today.
Okay.